involved in the situation knows that it was not me. And why are you guys calling a clearly straight man gay as an insult? I thought that was something we don't do in 2026.
Desmond Scott barely had a moment to breathe after that divorce news dropped. His name was everywhere. But somehow, things still got even messier. Just when everyone thought the drama had peaked, boom, that kissing video hit the internet and people completely lost it. Some were like, wait, hold up, did he really just do that? While others were arguing about what to even be mad about first. One side swore he cheated with a man. Others were convinced the whole thing was fake, claiming he staged it just to stir the pot. They said he saw the rumor swirling and thought, fine, let me really give them something to talk about. The way he flipped the situation had everyone's head spinning. But then came the plot twist. The woman in that video stepped forward to tell her side of the story. And instead of clearing things up, it made everything 10 times more confusing. Her explanation only raised more questions, and people online couldn't decide what to believe anymore. Now everyone's realizing this drama didn't even start this month. It's just finally spilling into the public eye. The whole internet's tuned in at trying to piece it all together, because apparently this situation's been brewing for a while. And if you somehow missed it, seriously, how? That viral video shows Desmond Scott at a Houston bar straight up kissing a woman. Not some blurry maybe moment. No, this was crystal clear. That kiss wasn't just casual. It was bold, confident, and way too comfortable. And here's where it gets even wilder. The video dropped just days after the news broke that Desmond's wife of more than 10 years, Kristy Scott, had officially filed for divorce. So of course, the internet wasted no time connecting the dots. People started firing off questions like, who is that woman? Did this start before the divorce? And was Kristy being played this whole time? You already know how fast that online spiral goes. Suddenly, everyone had a theory, and the timelines were filled with detective work and wild speculation. Then boom, the woman in the video decided to step into the spotlight. Her name? Marissa Sprinter, a Houston-based model who was not about to let the internet drag her without speaking up. She hopped on TikTok and said straight up, I'm gonna get hate whether I post this or not, but I just want to clear my name. According to Marissa, she didn't even know Desmond before that night. She says they met at the bar, the drinks were flowing, the energy was good, and things just happened. No deep backstory, no hidden agenda, just a moment that got caught on camera. And Marissa made it crystal clear. She is not the woman Desmond allegedly cheated with. Now hold up, because this is exactly where the comment section exploded. One person dropped the question that had everyone thinking. If you just met him that night, then how do you even know he's divorced and the ink is dry? And that one comment changed everything. It cracked the whole situation wide open. Because even if people believed Marissa when she said she didn't know Desmond before that night, it still left a major question hanging in the air. What did she actually know about his situation? The internet wasn't letting that slide. Viewers couldn't ignore how intense that kiss looked. It wasn't giving just met you energy at all. Another comment started making rounds that read, that kiss was wild for someone you barely know. And honestly, a lot of people agreed. Sure, random connections happen all the time, but when you line that up with fresh divorce drama and Desmond's rumored past, something about the whole thing just didn't sit right. People started saying it wasn't really about her, it was him that made things look shady. Like maybe there's more going on behind the scenes than what either of them is saying. Marissa didn't dodge the online gossip, though. She spoke up again, addressing two big rumors. One claiming she already had a boyfriend, and another saying she asked Desmond to buy her a bottle that night. She shut both down immediately, saying those claims were straight up false. To be fair, not everyone was dragging Marissa. Some people actually came to her defense. The comments started flooding in with messages like, why is everyone coming for her? If Desmond really cheated, that's on him. Others pointed out that if Marissa's telling the truth and she genuinely didn't know his history, then she shouldn't be the one catching all the heat. After all, it's the married person's responsibility to honor those vows, not a stranger's. People also reminded everyone that just because all this mess is surfacing now doesn't mean it all happened overnight. The timelines are still fuzzy, and nobody really knows what went down behind closed doors. And honestly, that's a solid point. If she truly didn't know, then she didn't know. And if she wasn't part of whatever situation started all this drama, then she just wasn't. Whether it was another woman or even a man, depending on which rumors you've seen, those whispers got so loud that Mariffa felt she had to speak up just to set the record straight. And let's be real, it's 2026. Nobody should be shamed for living their truth or for who they're involved with. But as of right now, that part of the story stays deep in the rumor zone because none of it's actually been confirmed. Now, this is the part that really makes people pause, because Desmond had already dropped his official statement about the divorce before any of this chaos even went public. In that statement, he said the marriage had been rocky for a while, and that toward the end of 2025, he and Kristy supposedly had talks about separating. According to him, it wasn't sudden, it was something they had discussed. But then, he slipped in one little line that completely changed the tone. He admitted that during that same period, he made choices he wasn't proud of. And let's be real, that's the line that had everyone's eyebrows shooting up. Because hold on, if the relationship wasn't officially over yet, what kind of choices are we talking about here? That doesn't sound like someone quietly waiting for things to end. It sounds like someone already moving like they were single.
Someone at a club, you don't interrogate them about who or what their social media status is. We were obviously many drinks in, the vibes were there, as you could tell. They are divorced, the ink is definitely dry. Most of you guys don't actually know these people. So I'm gonna get hate regardless if I post a video or not, but I just wanted to clear my name because again, I am not the woman that he cheated with.
People started dissecting that statement word by word. It gave off major, "I told you I was unhappy, so that makes it okay" energy, which, let's be honest, never sits right. It's like he wanted out, said it out loud, but didn't actually make it official before stepping out and doing whatever he wanted. Not confirmed, of course, but when you line up his own words, that's exactly how it starts to sound. Then, out of nowhere, Desmond dropped his first video since the divorce news broke, and the timing could not have been more interesting. He's standing in a kitchen, totally calm, acting casual, with the caption, "Back in the kitchen," and an A$AP Rocky song playing in the background. And of course, the internet caught the irony immediately. If you've been keeping up with Kristy, fans are convinced she's been hinting at this breakup for weeks. One clip showed her struggling to cook, and people now see that as a hidden message, especially when she said, "I can't tell if that's cooked or just almost cooked." Viewers swear that moment symbolized the state of her marriage, halfway done but not fully over. Then came her January 14th Instagram post. She's wearing a red dress, sitting on top of a kitchen table, captioned, "Same address." That caption sent fans spiraling. Most people took it to mean, yeah, they're splitting, but she's not the one packing up and leaving. So when Desmond casually posts himself back in a kitchen just days later, people felt like he was sending a silent message, loud and clear. No words needed, the timing said it all. By this point, the conversation online had completely shifted. It wasn't even about Marissa anymore. People were digging deeper, asking what really went down first, and what might have been going on long before that viral bar video. Because even if Marissa's telling the truth, and she really didn't know Desmond before that night, his own statement hinted that the cheating didn't start with her. And now things are taking an even sharper turn, because people are starting to piece together a timeline that doesn't quite add up. Fans have been going back through old posts, interviews, and subtle moments between Desmond and Kristy, trying to spot the cracks that might have shown up long before any divorce papers were filed. And what they're finding is seriously raising eyebrows. Some followers claim that Desmond had already been moving differently months before the announcement, posting solo content, skipping appearances with Kristy, and acting like a man who was already halfway out the door. Meanwhile, Kristy's posts started getting more reflective, more distant, almost like she was trying to process something without fully saying it out loud. One fan even commented, "She was telling us without telling us." Then, a few eagle-eyed followers pointed out that Desmond had been liking and commenting on a certain circle of women's posts long before anyone knew about the split. Of course, that doesn't prove anything, but when you line it up with his "choices I'm not proud of" confession, people are starting to connect the dots anyway. At this stage, it's not even about the kiss or the viral video. It's about the pattern. The way everything lines up makes it feel like this story has been simmering under the surface for months, maybe longer. And now that everything's out in the open, fans are split. Some say he just wanted to move on quietly, while others think the timeline shows a whole lot more than he's admitting. Either way, one thing's for sure. This drama's not cooling off anytime soon. And just when everyone thought the situation couldn't get any more complicated, Kristy quietly decided to make her own moves, and that's when things really started to heat up. Without saying a single word about Desmond, she began posting a series of cryptic messages that had people convinced she was finally breaking her silence in her own subtle way. One post showed her writing, "Peace isn't found in explanations," paired with a mirror selfie and no wedding ring in sight. Another clip showed her laughing with friends at dinner with the caption, "Starting fresh feels good." Fans instantly took it as a soft confirmation that she's officially done with the back and forth and ready to move on. The energy was calm but powerful. Meanwhile, Desmond kept posting like nothing happened, smiling in photos, dropping cooking clips, and acting completely unbothered. That contrast between her quiet confidence and his casual attitude had social media buzzing. People started saying it looked like Kristy was healing while Desmond was performing. Some followers even started comparing their posts side by side, pointing out how every time Kristy dropped something emotional or reflective, Desmond would post something upbeat right after, almost like he was trying to control the narrative. Others think it's all strategic, that both of them are playing their cards publicly to shape how the story unfolds. At this point, fans aren't just watching a breakup, they're watching a full-blown PR chess match play out in real time. And with every new post, every subtle caption, and every song choice, it's getting harder to tell who's really winning this silent war.
The line between cooked and almost cooked is literally death, so.
His wife are getting a divorce, and if he cheated, and that has some on social media even more mad.
Lights are turned off. Music is on.
Now, the craziest part? The deeper people dig, the more layers keep popping up. And it's starting to look like this story has way more sides than anyone expected. Because just recently, a few insiders popped up online claiming that Desmond and Kristy's split wasn't as sudden as it looked. Apparently, things behind the scenes had been off balance for months, and there were outside factors that quietly pushed them apart. One source even claimed that Desmond had been staying somewhere else long before the divorce went public, but that he and Kristy kept things friendly in public to protect their brand. And honestly, that makes sense, because this couple built a whole online empire together. From joint sponsorships to family content, they were seen as the picture-perfect duo. So a sudden split didn't just shock fans, it also raised questions about what happens to all those business deals now that the fairy tale's cracked. Meanwhile, people online are debating who's keeping it real and who's playing the image game. Some think Desmond's trying to downplay everything to keep his reputation clean, while others believe Kristy's been dropping clues for months, just waiting for the truth to speak for itself. And get this, old clips of them together have started resurfacing, with fans rewatching and pointing out every awkward smile, every side glance, every moment that now feels different in hindsight. It's like everyone's trying to rewrite the past with new context, and the theories are getting wild. At this point, it's not even just gossip. It's a full social media investigation. Fans are treating this breakup like a mystery to solve, and every post, every silence, and every no comment is adding fuel to the suspense. Something tells me we're nowhere near the end of this story yet. And just when everyone thought they'd uncovered every last detail, boom, a brand new twist hit the timeline, and it sent everyone spiraling all over again. A clip surfaced that allegedly shows Desmond out at another Houston spot, not doing anything scandalous this time, but looking way too comfortable with a woman who definitely wasn't Kristy. The moment the video dropped, the internet went into full detective mode, slowing it down, zooming in, comparing outfits, analyzing tattoos. It turned into a full-blown investigation overnight. People started debating whether the video was recent or old, but either way, it poured gasoline on the already messy situation. Some claimed it proved Desmond had moved on long before he ever made it official, while others argued he has the right to live his life if the relationship was already done privately. Still, the timing was too convenient for most to ignore. It felt like every time things started to quiet down, something new popped up. Meanwhile, Kristy hasn't commented on the latest clip at all, but her silence is speaking louder than words. Fans notice she's been posting peaceful self-care content, long walks, candles, affirmations, and the tone feels like she's focusing on healing while the internet handles the noise. People are loving how she's choosing grace over chaos, and honestly, it's making Desmond's calm act look a little performative in comparison. Now, fans are wondering if this new video might finally push Kristy to tell her side directly, or if she'll keep letting her silence do the talking. Either way, the tension is thick, the speculation is nonstop, and every new post from either of them feels like another chapter in a drama that refuses to end. Kristy still hasn't dropped a direct statement about the divorce, but if you've been watching her posts lately, it's like she's been talking without talking. Every little detail, her captions, her timing, even the songs she uses, feels like she's saying a lot without ever spelling it out. It's all in the subtleties, and people online are reading between every single line. She's been posting things that scream peace over drama, but at the same time, you can tell there's more beneath the surface. Fans swear she's choosing her words carefully, keeping her emotions tucked behind calm, picture-perfect posts. It's giving quiet strength, but also leaving everyone guessing what really went down behind the scenes. And honestly, that's what makes it so intriguing. We've heard Desmond's side, bits and pieces from Marissa, and plenty of noise from the internet, but not much from Kristy herself. Her silence feels heavy, almost deliberate, like she's waiting for the right moment to drop the truth bomb that ties everything together. So here's the question. Does her quiet approach make things clearer for you, or does it feel like the situation is even messier than before? Because right now, it feels like we've only gotten one part of the story, and the rest is still sitting there, waiting to be told. Until Kristy decides to speak her truth out loud, her silence might be saying more than any statement ever could. So tell me, whose side are you leaning toward, and do you think Kristy will finally break her silence soon? Drop your thoughts below.
Jealousy. It was jealous. It's a way for him to humble her. It's not women who are not able to date men that make less than them. It is men who are incapable of swallowing their pride to deal with a woman that is doing better than them. I guarantee you, whatever woman that he cheated on her with made him feel like a man, stroked his ego. He was bigger than her. He was a part of a program, but the other person in the program was bigger than him, and she's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Just look at the fucking numbers. Look at the fucking numbers. Her likes are in the billions. If you go to his page and look at his views versus her page and her views, people are there for her. We just tolerate him. And for years, people have been saying his laughs are fake, his laughs are fake, his laughs are fake. He was definitely faking. He was definitely faking. And that's not to say maybe he didn't like his wife, but he definitely felt away. I think over the years of her just growing, and it's like literally without her, he's nothing, and he's gonna fade into obscurity. So there's that.
I don't indulge in celebrity drama or influencer crap. I'm not that girl. However, this couple does pop up on my For You page, and I watch the guy's stuff because he's a chef and I love food, and that stuff be looking amazing, right? So anyways, I always thought he was a little, and I've questioned it the whole time. Like, I'm always like, is this performative? Like, something felt off, right? And I thought maybe she knew and it was like some type of agreement. I don't know. Something felt off. Either way, I'm telling you right now, if it's true that he cheated on her, he cheated with a man. That's why she couldn't reconcile. He cheated with a man.
Then turned around and filed for divorce because her pride hurt. When them men say they don't want to be bothered, believe them and let them go.
Then recently, Desmond posted
uncomfortable part that a lot of you and probably even Kristy doesn't want to hear. But I'm gonna say it anyway, because you need to hear it. Kristy can easily divorce Desmond tomorrow, and she's gonna be fine. She's gonna get snatched up by another man real quick,